Yeah, you are tuned into another episode of The Liberty Broadcast, broadcasting liberty at thelibertybroadcast.com. And here is your host, Rachel Salazar.
Welcome, welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Liberty Broadcast, broadcasting live out of Austin, Texas. I'm your host, Rachel Salazar, and a big shout out to Alex Drones over here producing the show. Thank you again. Every week, you are number one. Figuring out all the little things, and I'm just sitting here like, is it fixed? You're so awesome. Thank you. So tonight we are covering the State of the Union address. So we are going to jump right into it and see what's going on. Trump has just entered, so there's a lot going on as far as that. I think I did see there was a coverage of State of the Swamp address. I don't know. I really, to be honest with you, haven't been on my phone too much today, as I guess I probably should have. But I wasn't. So I know that there's a lot of protesting happening and things like that. There are a few things that I did see that we'll cover, but let's check it out. Let's get into it. Here he is. I did also see Melania and Barron were in there. Melania looking beautiful. You can't deny that, guys. I'm gonna try a selfie. Trump's like, damn it. I'm gonna try a selfie. Look at all these handshakes going on. Oh. I was just gonna say, remember whenever we couldn't shake hands? All the handshaking is making me nervous. No, I'm kidding. All right, all right. Wow, look at those.
Yeah, the
decorated
ribbons.
They are so decorated. It's insane. Wow. Whoa, Fetterman with the nice suit. Look at that. Wow.
They made him wear it.
Well, that is impressive. They're like, if you wear the suit, we'll put you right up front. No, I don't know. Fetterman's a wild card. I don't like it. They see flashbacks to COVID. No! They'll do it again, damn it. They'll do it again. You know they will. I can just see. Can't you just see Nancy? I just can see Nancy. Just clapping it up. Look at Trump. He's over there teasing the podium. Come on. He's taking a head count. He's like, okay, who's here and who's not? Who are my enemies? Yes, they are the ones I thought.
Members of Congress, I have the high privilege and distinct honor of presenting to you the President of the United States.
He's soaking it in. He's soaking it in.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's really an honor. Speaker Johnson, Vice President Vance, First Lady of the United States.
Whoa, look at Barron. Damn it, that boy's tall. Shit. No, I'm kidding. We know that. We know
Second Lady of the United States. Members of Congress and my fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before.
Oh, yeah, this is the standing, right? That's the big thing, the standing. It is.
Less than 5 months from now, our country will celebrate an epic milestone in American history, the 250th anniversary of our glorious American independence. This July 4th, we will mark 2.5 centuries of liberty and triumph, progress and freedom in the most incredible and exceptional nation
first row,
ever to exist
Lacey
on the
said.
face of the earth. And you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
He's always so easy to point out. He's got that little way about him.
When I last spoke in this chamber 12 months ago, I had just inherited a nation in crisis with a stagnant economy, inflation at record levels, a wide open border, horrendous recruitment for military and police, rampant crime at home, and wars and chaos all over the world. But tonight, after just 1 year, I can say with dignity and pride that we have achieved a transformation like no one has ever seen before, and a turnaround for the ages. It is indeed a turnaround for the ages.
There's the standing. Trump makes it so hard, you know. Oh, protesters in the crowd. Protesters in the crowd. Oh, whoa.
And we will never go back to where we were just a
Whoa.
very short time ago. We're not
Get
going
me that
back.
angle.
Today, our border is secure.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Thank you. Today, our border is secure. Our spirit is restored. Inflation is plummeting. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
I will agree about our military. I mean, it's stronger. But we were taken down to a pretty low level
After 4
during
years in which millions
Biden.
and millions of illegal aliens poured across our borders, totally unvetted and unchecked, we now have the strongest and most secure border in American history by far.
Yes. However, are we deporting on with what we promised? That's the hang up. on that one. So, ooh,
In the
I
past
don't know.
9 months, 0 illegal aliens have been admitted to the United States.
And only 25% of the deportation promise has been fulfilled.
But we will always allow people to come in legally, people that will love our country and will work hard to maintain our country. The flow of deadly fentanyl across our border is down by a record 56% in 1 year.
A
And
room
last year,
divided.
the murder rate saw its single largest decline in recorded history.
For
This is
normal.
the biggest decline, think of it, in recorded history, the lowest number in over 125 years. Year 1900. In fact, substantially before my wonderful father, I had a wonderful father, Fred, before he was born, substantially before he was born. That's a long time ago. He wouldn't like me to say that, but that's a long time ago. The Biden administration and its allies in Congress gave us the worst inflation in the history of our country. But in 12 months, my administration has driven core inflation down to the lowest level in more than 5 years. And in the last 3 months of 2025, it was down to 1.7%. Gasoline, which reached a peak of over $6 a gallon in some states under my predecessor, it was quite honestly a disaster, is now below $2.30 a gallon in most states, and in some places, $1.99
How long
a
will the
gallon.
brag go on?
The great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Today, I saw the gas was up, actually, here in Austin. Gas is up. It was down.
Mortgage rates are the
Now,
lowest in 4 years and falling
it's
fast.
back up.
And the annual cost of a
like
typical new mortgage is
$1.78.
down almost $5,000 just since I took office. 1 year.
Is that right? Or $2? What even is gas? It's not $1. Is it?
And low interest rates will solve
tripping?
the Biden-created housing problem while at the same time protecting the values of those people who already own a house that really feel rich for the first time in their lives. We want to protect those values. We want to keep those values up. We're going to do both.
60-year
And
mortgage.
we are going to keep it that way. The stock market has set 53 all-time record highs since the election. Think of that.
I said
1 year.
and you can get a 60-year
Boosting
mortgage.
pensions, 401ks, and retirement accounts for the millions and millions
I
of
mean,
Americans. They're all
60 year.
gaining. Everybody's up, way up. In 4 long years, the last administration got
years.
less than $1 trillion
My gas
in new
is
investment
lower.
in the United States. And when I say less, substantially
Meme
less.
Commando says
In
my
12
gas
months,
is
I
lower
secured
and I can get a
commitments for
meal
more
at
than
McDonald's for
$18
$5.
trillion pouring in from all
Winning.
over the globe.
Winning in the chat. For $6 or $7,
Think of it,
you can
much
get
less
two.
than $1 trillion for 4 years versus much more than $18
7.
trillion for
that
1
right?
year. What a difference a
I feel
president
like that's a
makes.
guy thing.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest.
We're the hottest. Stand up. We're the hottest. The people that are sitting are not hot. Don't you
As
get it?
thousands of new businesses are forming and factories, plants, and laboratories are being built, We have added 70,000 new construction jobs in just a very short period of time. It's getting bigger and bigger and stronger. Nobody can believe what they're watching. American oil production is up by more than 600,000 barrels a day, and we just received from our new friend and partner, Venezuela, more than 80 million barrels of oil.
They were happy to give it. Tariff
American
rebate
natural
check,
gas
please,
production
says
is at an
Lacey in the
all-time high
chat.
because I kept my promise to drill, baby, drill.
We want those tariff rebate checks, which I heard that they weren't really able to actually do, but since it's been promised, that's the thing they're going to fulfill. And the promises.
More Americans are working today
Promises
than at any
made,
time
promises kept.
in the history of our country. Think about that. Any time in the history of our country, more working today, and 100% of all jobs created under my administration have been in the private sector.
The private sector. Clap for that. Now.
We ended DEI in America.
Some, not all, almost. I'd say huge difference. However, we have seen some reportings of DEI still finding a way.
We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Most of them were dead or illegal.
And for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong.
Oh. Marco Rubio. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, right there. Just
Our
right up.
country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much
What's
that
up?
we really don't know
I was saying
what
it's
to
the
do
Lutnick.
about it.
Oh yeah, I know.
People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't
Lutnick
take it
really
anymore. We're not
found his
used
way to
winning in
be-
our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning
know.
too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Come on in. Here we go. They was like, get the hell out of the way. What is this woman doing standing in the way? She almost got shoved down the stair. Look at that.
They're just not letting them in.
They had to wait outside for their big entry. That's pretty cool. She's like, I don't want any photos of these guys. I'm good. Reporting that. I'm good. Not important. Well, hopefully their medals don't break or anything while they're up there. I saw something about their medals breaking. He's like, this is my dog. Oh, whoa, that guy kind of looked like the
ahead.
guy that just passed away, sadly.
I've never seen so many Met books
what's-
in my life.
So 1, 2, 3 up on the left, he looks like that guy that just died from Dawson's Creek. What's his name? Beekman?
That's the first time I've ever seen them get up. And actually, not all of them did get up.
Oh, I
But
told
they
you.
beat a fantastic Canadian
keeping
team
track.
in overtime, as everybody saw, as did the American women,
See,
who will
that
soon
guy?
be coming
Right.
to the White House.
Trump loves winners, especially if they're USA. And that's a nice thing for a president to like. Oh, whoa. He even got Ihan up. Oh, this guy's like, whatever. How long do I have to clap? No, he's probably
They were
fine.
in the Oval Office before, and I just want to say a second very big congratulations to Team USA. But I have to say that, and I told them this, and we took a vote of the team. I said, anybody votes no, I'm not doing it. So they stood there, and they weren't about to say no, because I've never seen a goaltender play as well as goalie Connor Hellebuck.
James Van Der Beek, yes, that's who he looked like. Thank you, Lacey, in the chat. Goalie of the year. Goalie of the Union Address. Cool.
Think of it, 46 shots on goal, and I asked him, the one shot, the one where you put your stick in the back and it hit the neck of your stick and bounced off, do you practice that, or was that a little lucky? He refused to answer that question. But I just want to tell you that the members of this great hockey squad will be very happy to hear, based on their vote and my vote, and in this case, my vote was more important, that I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, which we will be given, and which has been given to many athletes over the years. But when I say many, not too many, like 12, it's called the highest civilian honor in our country, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Wow.
Great athletes have gotten that, very great, the best, and I thought he deserved it. And I did take a vote, every single one of them. I said, I'm not giving it if anybody goes no, and every single one of them rapidly put up their hand. So I want to thank you. What a special job you did. What special champions you are. Thank you very much.
All right, now get out of here. Just kidding. Hopefully they can come back and enjoy the rest of the speech. I'm sure. I'm sure they can. Pretty good. I like how
I'm
that
also
one.
pleased to say that the next time the Olympic torch is lit, it will be here in America for the 2028 Olympics, and it's the summer version right in Los Angeles. We're going to do a good job in Los Angeles.
They got Nick Shirley on the case already, so he's phase one of cleaning it up.
And Los Angeles is going to be safe, just like Washington, D.C. is now one of the safest cities in the country.
Is it the cleanest, though?
And this year, and I must say I got them both. I got them in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got them because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I wanted to claim the 250th, but I didn't get away with that one. I couldn't claim that one for myself. But we're getting the World Cup, so we have the World Cup and the Olympics coming, and that is exciting news.
That'll be cool.
So So this will be a year to celebrate our country and the heroes who have kept it free. Men like Buddy Taggart. At age 17, Buddy volunteered to defend America in World War II, serving in the Pacific under the great General Douglas MacArthur. He fought bravely in the famous Battle of Manila, worked so hard. He was badly wounded and almost killed by enemy machine guns in Luzon. And 81 years ago this month, he liberated the largest internment camp in the Philippines, one of the largest anywhere in the world. But he earned many honors, including a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star, came home, started a family, and tonight he is in the gallery looking forward to July 4th, 2026, his 100th birthday.
No, no, don't stand up. Oh, you guys. No. Oh no, did they have the camera on the wrong person? Right, that's what they did. They put it on the wrong guy. They're like, it's the old guy. That's why they had it on him, and he was like, no, no.
So, Buddy,
not me.
you're a brave man, and we salute
the guy
you.
behind me.
Even in times of
That's
challenge, setback,
sure.
and immense heartache, the spirit of 1776 has always shone through very brightly. It was July 4th of last year when floodwaters tore through a girls' summer camp in Central Texas. One of the worst things I've ever seen. I was there, rising 26 feet in the matter of minutes, tragically claiming many, many lives. You all remember that one? As the waters threatened to sweep her away, 11-year-old Millie Kate McClelland closed her eyes and prayed to God. She thought she was going to die. Those prayers were answered when Coast Guard rescue swimmer Scott Ruskin descended from a helicopter above. Nobody knew where he came from. It was Scott's first ever rescue mission, a young guy, but very brave, very, very top, always top in his class, and he lifted not just Millie Kate, but 164 others to safety.
I clap for that one. I said I clap for it. Sorry, I'm getting a little Gavin Newsom over here. I can't read good. You know, we'll get into it in a bit.
People watched Scott from a distance, and
Good
they
job.
couldn't believe what they were seeing. The winds were blowing, the rain was pouring, everything was going, and that rapid water, nobody's ever seen anything like it. They said, wow, that's something. Tonight, Scott and Millie Kate are here together, reunited for the very first time. Thank you, Scott, Millie Kate.
What? He hasn't visited her? She hasn't cared to contact him? What's going on? Stand up. Oh, no. Thumbs up. Yeah.
And Petty Officer Ruskin, I'm pleased to inform you that I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit for extraordinary heroism, which is what it was, extraordinary heroism. Thank you.
Whoa, surprise. Surprise. Look at that. Surprise. Very good.
And I'd like to have the military aide to please come down and take care of the service. Military aid, thank you very much.
Uh-oh,
Take care of
somebody's
that
having
very
a
important
medical
service.
emergency.
Thank you very much.
Military aid.
From
right?
1776
They're having an
to
emergency
today,
on the ground.
every generation of Americans has
Somebody's
stepped
overheated.
forward to defend life,
Military
liberty, and the
aid.
pursuit of happiness. And they're really doing it for the next generation. But now it's our turn. Together we're building a nation where every child has the chance to reach higher and go further, where government answers to the people, not the powerful, and where the interests of hardworking American citizens are always our first and ultimate concern. That is the debt we owe to the heroes who came before us, and that is the promise we must keep to America for our 250th year. Last year, I urged this Congress to begin the mission by passing the largest tax cuts in American history, and our Republican majorities delivered so beautifully. Thank you, Republicans.
Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. We are the Liberty Broadcast. We're back. And we're streaming the State of the Union address tonight.
All Democrats, every single one of them, voted against these really important and very necessary massive tax cuts.
Freaks.
They wanted large-scale tax increases to hurt the people instead. But we held strong, and with the great, big,
so
beautiful
freaky.
bill, we gave you no tax on tips, no tax on overtime,
Like Penguin.
and no tax on
Yeah,
Social
he's like the
Security
Penguin.
for our great seniors.
From Batman.
And we also made interest on auto loans tax deductible the first time, but only if the car is made in America.
I can't remember if my car was made in America. Don looked at it. I'm pretty sure it
Recently
was.
in Pennsylvania, I met Megan Hemhauser, a devoted mom who's homeschools her children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than $5,000 extra just for the year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
I've yet to do my taxes, guys. Don't report me.
Megan, please stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan. Thank you, Megan. We're fighting for you, Megan. Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts.
With that person next
And
to her.
I didn't name it. I did not name that. Nobody believes me, but I did not name it. It was named by a very tall man sitting right there in the third row. Nice man, a good man. Tax-free investment accounts for every American child. This is something that's so special and has taken off and gone through the roof. Millions will be pre-funded courtesy of the U.S. Treasury and private individuals like Michael and Susan Dell, who have donated $6,250 million to fund the Trump accounts for 25 million American children.
You can't believe it. You can't believe it.
They're
What?
great people.
You're telling me this for the first time. Was it Mike Johnson for the best reactions? And Vance just looks like, I don't know.
asked Michael Dell, how do you make all that money? He said,
He's like so
well, I
distracted.
just sat on my dorm in school, and I made computers, and I'd sell them to people. And I just kept selling and selling and selling, and pretty amazing story. That's called the American dream. He sold a lot of computers, a lot of those laptops, so I congratulate him on that, but I really thank him and Susan, as well as others like Brad Gerstner, a very tremendous guy. He was behind it right from the beginning. Brad Gerstner. Thank you, Brad.
With the pray hands. With the pray hands. And the
only
butt
modest
slap.
additional
Was that a butt slap?
contributions, these young people's accounts could grow to over $100,000 or more
girl.
by the time they turn 18. Think of it. How much money is that for somebody that started with nothing? Over 100,000, could be much more than that. To make this investment in our children's future, go to trumpaccounts.gov. Trumpaccounts.gov. And a lot of people are
Trumpaccounts.gov.
doing it. It's setting every record in the book. It's popular. They knew what it was going to take. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of the people that got it started. And now it's just taken off. One of the primary reasons for our country's stunning economic turnaround, the biggest in history, where the Dow Jones broke 50,000 4 years ahead of schedule.
There's the Dow.
And the S&P hit 7,000, where it
Look at
wasn't supposed to
Bondi.
do it for many years,
They put the camera on Bondi.
were tariffs. I use these
How
tariffs,
do you like me,
took in hundreds
Dow?
of billions of dollars to make great deals for our country, both economically and on
How
a
about
national
Dow?
security basis. Everything was working well. Countries that were ripping us off for decades are now paying us hundreds of billions of dollars. They were ripping us so badly, you all know that. Everybody knows it. Even the Democrats know it. They just don't want to say it. And yet these countries are now happy, and so are we. We made deals. The deals are all done. And they're happy. They're not making money like they used to, but we're making a lot of money. There was no inflation, tremendous growth. And the big story was how Donald Trump called the economy correctly, and 22 Nobel Prize winners in economics didn't. They got it totally wrong. They got it really wrong. And then just 4 days ago, an unfortunate ruling from the United States Supreme Court. It just came down. It
Get 'em
came
off the
down.
screen.
Very unfortunate ruling. But the good news is that almost all countries and corporations want to keep the deal that they already made, right, Scott? Knowing that the legal power that I, as president, have to make a new deal could be far worse for them, and therefore they will continue to work along the same successful path
Scott,
that we had
such a
negotiated
badass.
before the Supreme Court's unfortunate involvement. So despite the disappointing ruling, these powerful country saving,
Whoa.
it's saving our country, the kind of money we're taking in. Peace protecting. Many of the wars I settled was because of the threat of tariffs. I wouldn't have been able to settle them without. Will remain in place under fully approved and tested alternative legal statutes. And they have been tested for a long time. They're a little more complex, but they're actually probably better, leading to a solution that will be
Lot of
even
headaches
stronger
from that
than
one.
before. Congressional action will not be necessary. It's already time-tested and approved. And as time goes by, I believe the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love.
Is he talking about me? Or you? Or all of us? All of us? Even the Democrats?
Moving forward, factories, jobs, investment, and trillions of dollars will continue pouring into the United States of America because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first. I love America.
In the Fed. Lacey. In the Fed.
For decades before I came along,
Fuck it, I'm not paying my taxes.
we had the exact opposite.
I'm just kidding.
From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration. Everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people who make our country great, who make our country run. Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond,
Look at
it
her
reached a
pen,
breaking
says-
point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone.
Now,
They poured in by the millions.
did her
and
pen
millions
say
from
liar,
prisoners,
liar,
from mental
and then it had like
institutions.
the
There were
gunshot
murders, 11,888
going through?
Murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen.
I feel like that it
And
did.
record-setting inflation that cost the typical family
Let me see.
$34,000 in just a speck of time. Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word
I don't know.
affordability, a word.
I feel
They
like I'll
just
go back
used
too
it.
far.
Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. The United States Supreme Court, it just came down. The modern day,
Fuck it. Whatever.
all of our citizens had to endure. You
I'm sure we'll
caused
see it
that
again.
problem. You caused that problem.
With this guy. Who is this? Don Lemon's nephew.
They knew their statements were a lie. They knew it. They knew their statements were a dirty, rotten lie. Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
Go to
price of
bed.
eggs is down
Pocahontas.
60%, Madam Secretary. Thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by a lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down. And soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it.
View.
It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as Obamacare, big insurance company has gotten rich. It was meant for the insurance companies, not for the people.
On his
With our government
teleprompter, it
giving
just
them
says,
hundreds and
go
hundreds
off,
of billions
goes off
of
script.
dollars a year, as their stock prices soared 1,000, 1,200, 1,400, and even 1,700%, like nothing else.
What about the
That's why I
glyphosate?
introduced the great health care plan. I want to stop all payments to big insurance companies and instead give that money directly to the people so they can buy their own health care, which will be better health care at a much lower cost.
It's true. See, he's like partially impressed.
In addition, my plan requires maximum price transparency. That's a big deal. Sounds so simple, so big. And I did that in my first term, and the Democrats immediately terminated it with full knowledge that they were doing a very bad thing for the people. Costs are going to go way up, and that's what happened. And now I'm bringing them way down on health care and everything else. I'm also ending the wildly inflated cost of prescription drugs like has never happened before.
I will say today I took my dad to pick up some medicine, and he said it was way cheaper. My dad had a kidney transplant, so he takes medicine for that. And when he picked it up, he goes, "Holy shit, this is a hell of a lot cheaper than it was last time." So I don't know. Trump did that, but it was like half the price it was last time he got it.
Who have for decades paid by far the highest prices of any nation anywhere in the world for prescription drugs will now pay the lowest price anywhere in the world for drugs. Anywhere. The lowest price. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. I took prescription drugs, a very big part of healthcare, from the highest price in the entire world to the lowest. That's a big achievement. The result is price differences of 300, 400, 500, 600% and more, all available right now at a new website called TrumpRx.com. .gov, and I didn't name that one either, by the way. And here tonight is the very first customer ever to get that big discount, and it is big, Catherine Rayner. For 5 years, she and her husband have struggled with infertility, and they turned to IVF. One drug has been costing Catherine $4,000 to purchase.
I haven't seen
But
Erica
a few weeks ago,
Kurt.
she logged onto the Trump RX website.
I was told she was
and
going
got that
to
same
make an
drug
appearance.
That cost $4,000, got it for under $500, a reduction of much more, actually, than $3,500. Catherine, we are all praying for you, and you're going to be a great mom.
She's like, who's Catherine? It's your mom. You know, kids.
So now I'm calling on Congress to codify my most favored nation program
Just
into
kidding.
law. Now, the one thing I'm not sure it matters, because it's going to be very hard for somebody that comes along after me to say, let's raise drug prices by 700 or 800%. But John and Mike, if you don't mind, codify it anyway. They may do it. Codify it anyway. Thank you. Many Americans are also concerned that energy demand from AI data centers could unfairly drive up their electric utility bills. Tonight, I'm pleased to announce that I have negotiated the new Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You know what that is? We're telling the major tech companies that they have the obligation to provide for their own power needs. They can build their own power plants as part of their factory, so that no one's prices will go up. And in many cases, prices of electricity will go down for the community, and very substantially down. This is a unique strategy never used in this country before. We have an old grid. It could never handle the kind of numbers, the amount of electricity that's needed. So I'm telling them they can build their own plant. They're going to produce their own electricity. It will ensure the company's ability to get electricity while at the same time lowering prices of electricity for you, and could be very substantial for all of you cities and towns. You're going to see some good things happen over the next number of years. Another pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of two from Houston. She placed bids on 20 homes and lost all of those bids to gigantic investment firms that bypassed inspection, paid all cash, and turned those houses into rentals, stealing away her American dream. She was devastated. Stories like this are why last month I signed executive order to ban large Wall Street investment firms from buying up in the thousands single-family homes. And now I'm asking Congress to make that ban permanent, because homes for people, really, that's what we want. We want homes for people,
I know.
not for corporations. Corporations are doing
Lacey
just
in the
fine.
chat
Rachel,
says AI
thank you very
data
much. Good luck
center
with your home.
coming.
You'll get one soon.
Coming near you, AI data centers.
We're also working to make it easier.
Hopefully
for
not
Americans
coming
to
for
save
Florida.
For retirement, and under this administration,
I saw there
we
was
will
a
always
debate
protect
coming up.
Social Security and Medicare.
For
They
fish
are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid.
Medicare, Medicaid.
Since I took office, the typical 401k balance is up by at least $30,000. That's a lot of money. We have millions and millions of people, because the stock market has done so well, setting all those records. Your 401ks are way up. Yet half of all of working Americans still do not have access to a retirement plan with matching contributions from an employer. To remedy this gross disparity, I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each
Nancy's
year.
seeing a ghost over there.
As we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market, let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Nancy's not clapping now, says Lacey.
I wasn't sure if anybody even on this side was going to applaud for that. I'm very impressed. Thank you. I'm very impressed. But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. But is his wife and Ilhan Omar, they know each other?
We'll get it done.
Just kidding.
And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings us problems right here to the USA.
I'm glad I picked this feed.
And it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games. Delilah.
Every time she gets more manly. Every time.
Delilah Colvin was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her stopped car traveling at 60 miles an hour or more. The driver was an illegal alien let in by Joe Biden and given a commercial driver's license by open borders politicians in California. Doctors said Delilah would never be able to walk or talk, have a good life. She wouldn't even be able to eat again. But against all odds, she is now in the first grade learning to walk. And she's here this evening with her dad, Marcus, a fantastic man. Delilah, please, you are a great inspiration. Please stand up.
She can't stand up. She can't walk, Trump. Damn it. Damn it. Oh, she's so cute.
Thank you, Delilah. Many, if not most, illegal aliens do not speak English.
Thank God
and
her
cannot
life
read
was
even the most
spared.
basic road signs as to direction, speed, danger, or location. That's why tonight I'm calling on Congress to pass what we will call the Delilah Law, barring any state from granting commercial driver's licenses to illegal aliens.
Now, will they uphold this law? Oh, shit. There she goes with the stand.
And yesterday,
She did it.
as you probably saw at the White House, I hosted a ceremony with Americans who lost their treasured loved ones to the scourge of illegal immigration. People came into our country, how we allowed this to happen with our open borders. These are the angel moms and families that for decades our government betrayed and our media totally ignored. It was terrible. Hard to believe, actually. In 2023, a 16-year-old high school cheerleader named Elizabeth Medina was supposed to perform in her town's Christmas parade, but she never arrived. Her mother, Jacqueline, went home to look for her, and she found her lying dead in a bathtub, bleeding profusely after being stabbed 25 times.
Crazy.
Elizabeth's killer was a previously arrested illegal alien who had broken in and brutally extinguished the brightest light in her family's life, violently and viciously. Her heartbroken mother is in the gallery to remind everyone in this chamber exactly why we are deporting illegal alien criminals to our country at record numbers, and we're getting them the hell out of here fast. We don't want them. Thank you very much, Jacqueline. Thank you. We can never forget that many in this room not only allowed the border invasion to happen before I got involved, but indeed they would do it all over again if they ever had the chance. If they ever got elected, they would open up those borders to some of the worst criminals anywhere in the world. The only thing standing between Americans and a wide open border right now is President Donald J. Trump and our great Republican patriots in Congress. Thank you. Thank you. As we speak, Democrats in this chamber have cut off all funding for the Department of Homeland Security.
That vote happened earlier today.
All cut off. They have instituted another Democrat shutdown, the first one costing us 2 points on GDP. 2 points we lost on GDP, which probably made them quite happy, actually. Now they have closed the agency responsible for protecting Americans from terrorists and murderers. Tonight I'm demanding the full and immediate restoration of all funding for the border security, homeland security of the United States, and also for helping people clean up their snow. We have no money because of the Democrats, and it would be nice, we'd love to give you a hand at cleaning it up, but you gave no money. Nobody's getting paid. It's a shame. So you have to think about it. We have, in case you didn't know, a pretty large snowstorm out there. One of the great things about the State of the Union is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. So tonight I'm inviting every legislature to join with my administration in reaffirming a fundamental principle. If you agree with this statement, then stand up and show your support. The first duty of the American government is to protect American citizens, not illegal aliens.
I do believe that.
It is so telling.
It's just more of what we already know. That's the sad part.
The government is
Oh,
hijacking.
there's some drama going on up there. There was some drama. Drama. Somebody's up there trying to have some drama. Maybe another protester. It's a Monopoly man without his monocle.
Yo, these camera pictures are on point.
Whoa, that tie looks cool.
Isn't that a
like a
shame? You should
velvet.
be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials who block the removal of criminal aliens. In many cases, drug lords, murderers all over our country, they're blocking the removal of these people out of our country, and you should be ashamed
Two of the
of
maddest bitches. The most saddest excuse.
They're on cash out over there. That's what's
Strange times we're in.
And perhaps most importantly, I'm asking you to approve the Save America Act.
He's keeping track.
Aliens and others.
He's like, who's standing, who's
Unpermitted
sitting?
persons
I'm
from
telling you, the
voting
standing, the
in our
sitting,
sacred American
it's a big deal.
elections. That cheating is rampant in our elections.
Tell
It's
us the-
rampant. It's very simple. All voters must show voter ID.
I don't know. It's always the voter ID argument. Never really
All
goes
voters
anywhere.
must show proof of citizenship in order to vote.
It'll never happen, sadly.
And no more crooked mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. None. And this should be an easy one. And by the way, it's polling at 89%, including Democrats. 89%.
Who told her drawing
And
on
even
her
the new
eyebrows?
communist mayor of New York City. I
That's a
think
good
he's a nice
idea.
guy, actually. Speak to him a lot. Bad policy, but nice guy. Just said they want people
Meeting.
to shovel snow. They got hit hard. Wants them to shovel snow, but if you apply for that job, you need to show 2 original forms of ID and a Social Security card. Yet they don't want identification for the greatest privilege of them all, voting in America. No, it's no good.
No. Yeah.
good.
Then he's talking
Both
about
Republicans and Democrats overwhelmingly agree on the policy that we
Mandami
just
asking
enunciated. And Congress should unite and enact
asking
this
people to
common
show
sense,
2
country-saving
forms of ID to
legislation
volunteer
right
to
now, and it
shovel
should be
snow.
before anything else happens.
But you don't have to show ID to vote. Release the redacted files. I agree with that. I guess they didn't start thinking about that till now.
And
So
the
that
reason
kind of
they
sucks.
don't want to do it Why would anybody not want voter ID? One reason, because they want to cheat. There's only one reason. They make up all excuses. They say it's racist. They come up with things you almost say, what imagination they have. They want to cheat. They have cheated, and their policy is so bad that the only way they can get elected is to cheat. And we're going to stop it. We have to stop it, John.
Klobuchar over there.
And here is one more opportunity to show common sense in government. In the gallery tonight are Sage Blair and her mother, Michelle. In 2021, Sage was 14 when school officials in Virginia sought to socially transition her to a new gender, treating her as a boy and hiding it from her parents. Hard to believe, isn't it? Before long, a confused Sage ran away from home after she was found in a horrific situation in Maryland. A left-wing judge refused to return Sage to her parents because they did not immediately state that their daughter was their son. Sage was thrown into an all-boys state home and suffered terribly for a long time. But today, all of that is behind them because Sage is a proud and wonderful young woman with a full ride scholarship to Liberty University. Sage and Michelle, please stand up.
Oh, crazy. Oh, she did the tiny claps. The tiny claps. Thank you.
And thank you for your great bravery. And who can believe that we're even speaking about things like this? 15 years ago, if somebody was up here and said that, they'd say, what's wrong with him? But now we have to say it because it's going on all over numerous states without even telling the parents. But surely we can all agree no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we're even talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, they're crazy.
I like our lone wolf over here.
Boy,
Yeah.
oh boy. We're lucky we have a country. With people like this, Democrats are destroying our country, but we've stopped it just in the nick of time, didn't we?
Looking like a Team U, Michelle Pfeiffer.
No one cares more about protecting America's youth than our wonderful First Lady. Now a movie star. She's a movie star. Can you believe it? Who would have believed that? Over the past year, she has had an incredible impact championing AI legislation, advancing a landmark executive order on foster care, and helping secure $30 million to launch the Melania Trump Foster Youth to Independence Initiative. It's a tremendous, really a tremendous thing that happened and had a lot of bipartisan support. She gets much better bipartisan support than I do. I get none, she gets a lot. Someday you're gonna have to tell me how you did that. And students and educators in every state have joined the First Lady's efforts in the presidential AI challenge, keeping America's next generation positioned to succeed and strongly succeed in the future. Tonight, we welcome two young people whose lives reflect the First Lady's impact, Sierra Burns and Everest Nevermont. Thank you both, and Melania, thank you. I know how hard you worked on it. Thank you very much.
Look at Barry. He's like, don't touch my mom.
I'm very proud to say that during my time in office, both the first 4 years and in particular this last year, there has been a tremendous renewal in religion, faith, Christianity, and belief in God. Tremendous renewal. This is especially true among young people, and a big part of that had to do with my great friend, Charlie Kirk, a great guy, great man.
Oh, here we go. I was wondering when. There she is. There she is.
So last year, Charlie was violently murdered by an assassin.
Erica.
And martyred, really martyred for his beliefs. His wonderful wife, Erica, is with us tonight. Erica, please stand.
She's like, oh, don't worry. I've been standing, fool. God bless you. All right. Charlie. Poor guy had to die.
Thank you, Erica.
Did she kill him?
Been through a lot. In Charlie's
know.
memory, we must all come
Candace
together
is
to reaffirm that America is
gonna
one
tell you
nation
tomorrow.
under God, and we must totally reject political violence of any kind.
I think we can all agree on that, right? Right? Okay. Wow. Holy. Had no clue. I had no clue that they felt this way about political violence. When literally they're wearing badges that say "fuck ICE."
America's promise requires keeping our communities safe. We have
I
made
guess they think
incredible
that's a
strides,
peaceful
yet dangerous repeat offenders continue to be released by
slogan.
pro-crime Democrat politicians again and again. We are honored to be joined tonight by a woman who's been through hell, Anya Zaretska. In 2022, she and her beautiful daughter, so beautiful, what a beautiful young woman, Irina, fled war-torn Ukraine to live with relatives near Charlotte, North Carolina.
That's
and by
crazy.
the way,
How did
what's
she get her
going
hair
on
to
with
do that?
Charlotte? Last summer, 23-year-old Irina was riding home on the train when a deranged monster
Oh, man.
who had been arrested over a dozen times and was released through no cash bail stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget. There were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror
So
on
sad. Yes,
Irina's face
Lacey.
as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly.
Yeah.
She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretska, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Erica's like, these are real emotions. What are these? Just kidding. Yeah, no. It's awful. That's why it's so important to highlight these stories.
How do you not stand?
Even though
How do you not stand? I'm asking
They
this
happen-
Congress to pass tough legislation
every
to
day.
ensure that violent and dangerous repeat offenders are put behind bars, and importantly, that they stay there. Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal law enforcement to restore law and order to our most dangerous cities, including Memphis, Tennessee, big success, New Orleans, Louisiana, big success, and our nation's capital itself, Washington, D.C., where we have almost no crime anymore in Washington, D.C. How did that happen?
Just some stinky poo-poo water.
In fact, crime in Washington is now at the lowest level ever recorded, and murders in D.C. this January were down close to 100% from a year ago. They don't like to hear that. One of the sick people, one of the brave service members who helped achieve this stunning turnaround was 20-year-old West Virginia Army National Guard Specialist Sarah Beckstrom. After a 4-month deployment, she voluntarily extended her service, and her rank was going to be lifted. She was doing so well. They were so proud of her. But the very next day, she was on patrol near the White House when she was ambushed and shot in the head by a terrorist monster from Afghanistan. Shouldn't have been in our country. And all because she wore the uniform of our nation, she was shot. He traveled here because he didn't like people wearing our uniform. He was sick and deranged, shouldn't have been in our country. Sarah Beckstrom died in order to defend our capital, and we are honored to be joined by her wonderful parents, Gary and Evalie. Your daughter was a true American patriot, and she will be greatly missed. She was a great person. I saw reports on her. They've never seen anything like it.
How awful that your life is now doing media tours in memory of your daughter that died at the hands of an illegal immigrant that came over from the open border policy of the Biden administration.
So sorry. Thank you very much.
That you can tie it to that exact
a great
moment.
young lady. I saw reports that were like, perfect. She was perfect. Serving
Crazy
alongside
times.
Sarah that day was Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf. The terrorist shot Andrew in the head, and no one thought he could possibly make it. The two of them, Sarah and Andrew, both shot violently in the head. Neither was expected to make it. They weren't even given a chance, except his wonderful mother, named Melody, who I spoke to the same night, and she was so positive. The doctors thought that Andrew was gone, but his mother said, no, Mr. President, Andrew will be fine. He's going to make it. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, he was given almost no chance. She said, I have no doubt, sir, he's going to be okay. This was a conversation that I had with her that night, with her son laying helplessly in bed, blood all over. Everybody is praying, she said, sir, he will be okay. The doctors didn't understand what she was saying, and after looking at the results of the damage done, neither did I. She was so strong and conclusive that even Andrew's great father felt she didn't really understand the gravity of the situation. But she turned out to be right. Right, Melanie? She turned out to be right. Amazing, actually. I said, where does this woman come from? She's the most positive person I've ever met. With God's help, Andrew has battled back from the edge of death, and we're talking about the edge of death, on his way to a miraculous recovery. He's got a little work to do, but he's doing great. Nice to see you. He's a good-looking guy. Nice to see you. Thanks, Andrew. Thank you very much.
I like that hat. It's a good hat.
So, Andrew, while you're up, now I'm going to ask a highly respected General James Seward to present Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf and the great family of
He said, now you're up,
Sarah
mother...
Beckstrom
No.
with the award created by
Let's
our
sit
late,
down.
great President George Washington himself. It's called the Purple Heart.
Oh, wow. Pretty badass. Pretty badass, I have to say. It's nice that Trump is giving the floor to so many other people instead of just talking
We
about
love
the
you
doll.
all. Love you. We're proudly restoring safety for Americans at home, and we are also restoring security for Americans abroad. Our country has never been stronger. My first 10 months, I ended 8 wars, including Cambodia.
Rubio.
Isn't it funny? You're sick people. Cambodia and Thailand, Pakistan and India would have been a nuclear war. 35 million people said the Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the war in Gaza, which proceeds at a very low level. It's just about there. And I want to thank Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner for your help. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Jared. And I also want to thank the man they report to, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco.
Thank you. Anyway, get the camera off of me, please. There are enough memes of me out in the world.
People don't like you. You know, Marco got 100% of the votes when he was in confirmation. I think our next one was about 54%. And some of the Democrats are now saying, I can't believe we approved that guy. And he said it's an honor that they feel that way, right, Marco? You have done a great job, great Secretary of State. I think he'll go down as the best ever.
You could just hear him talking when you see his face.
Under the ceasefire I negotiated, every single hostage, both living and dead, has been returned home. Can you believe that? Nobody thought it was possible. Nobody thought that was possible. Both living and dead. And those parents who had a dead son, their boy, they'd always tell me their boy, they wanted him as much as though he were living. It was an amazing period of time. And they came back, and when we got all of the living hostages back, and many, many before them, but I always said those last 20 are going to be very tough, but we got many, many more, hundreds. But I said those last 20 are going to be tough. We got them back. But we only got back 14 or 15 of the dead of the 28. And believe it or not, Hamas worked along with Israel, and they dug and they dug and they dug. It's a tough thing to do, going through bodies all over, passing up 100 bodies sometimes for each one that they found. Tough job. And they finally got it back to 27. And then Steve and Jared, they got it back to 28. They found all 28. Nobody thought that was possible, but we did it. And I remember the family of the 28th. They were so grieved, but they were so happy as it's possible to be. They had their boy back. The mother said, "Sir, we have our boy back." What a period of time that was, but we got them all back. So thank you both very much. Great job. And we're working very hard to end the 9th war, the killing and slaughter between Russia and Ukraine, where 25,000 soldiers are dying each and every month. Think of that, 25,000 soldiers.
We got to make some room for the Iran war.
A war which would have never happened if I were president.
Mental
space. Would have never happened. As president, I will make peace wherever I can, but I will never hesitate to confront threats to America wherever we must. That's why in a breakthrough operation last June, the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight
I heard we left some parts there. Perhaps some missiles that didn't
For decades, it had
blow
been
up.
the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like 32,000 protests, 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people.
So,
They've already
State of the
developed
Union
missiles
address,
that can threaten Europe and
pretty
our
much
bases
everything we thought it
overseas,
would
and they're
be.
working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States.
I believe
of
there's
America.
still another
After
25
Midnight
minutes.
Hammer, they were warned to
remaining.
make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over. We wiped it out.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
they wanna
vote for
start
Trump
all
to go to
over
war
again,
with Iran.
and are at this
meme
moment again
commandos.
pursuing their sinister
We voted for a lot of
ambitions.
stuff
We are in
that
negotiations with them. They wanna
is
make a deal, but we haven't
kind of
heard
the
those
opposite of what's happening right
secret
now,
words.
sadly.
We will never have a nuclear
One of those
weapon.
being no new wars.
My preference. My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen. And no nation should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term. We're going to continue to do so. Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong, because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called peace through strength, and it's been very, very effective.
It's okay until it turns into peace through war. That's the
So
one we
thanks
don't
to
want.
Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of dollars, have no choice, in the United States Armed Forces. Also creating a lot of jobs, but we're not even doing it for that reason. Because as I said, we have more jobs, more people working today than ever before in the history of our country. And NATO countries are friends and allies. They are. They're our friends and they're our allies. Have just agreed at my very strong request to pay 5% of GDP for military defense rather than the 2%, which they weren't paying. We were paying for almost all of NATO. Now they're paying 5 as opposed to not paying 4.
You just hear Lindsay's voice when you see him.
And getting that 5% was something which everyone said would never be done, could not happen. We got it really easily with one meeting. And big difference between 2% that's not paid. We were paying the freight of many of them. Very few were paid up. Now 5%.
Oh, there's Nancy.
And everything we send over to Ukraine is sent through NATO, and they pay us in full. They pay us totally in full. Every branch of our armed forces is setting records for recruitment. This is so exciting. And every service member recently. And every service member recently received a warrior dividend of $1,776.
$1,776.
You know, they put it on my desk. We got the money from tariffs and other things, a lot of money we have. We have much more money than people understand. Have to rebuild that program a little bit, but it won't take long. But we got the money, and it was $1,775, and they wanted my approval. And I said, what's the number? $1,775. I said, wait a minute, for $1 more, we can have $1,776. It's going to... I said, we're going to figure that. I never asked anybody if we could afford it. $1 more. I said, $1,776. And I said, that's good. And I'll tell you what, our military, that was 4 months ago, our military, I never see a person in the military that doesn't thank me for it, so we're honored to do it. They deserve it. And we call it 1776. It was great. And we love our military. We love our law enforcement. We love our firemen. You know, the firemen don't get mentioned enough. We love our firemen. We're also...
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up for the fight.
We're also restoring American security and dominance in the Western Hemisphere, acting to secure our national interests and defend our country from violence, drugs, terrorism, and foreign interference. For years, large swaths of territory in our region, including large parts of Mexico, really large parts of Mexico, have been controlled by murderous drug cartels. That's why I designated these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations, and I declared illicit fentanyl as a weapon of mass destruction.
WMD.
And with our new military campaign, we have stopped record amounts of drugs coming into our country and virtually stopped it completely coming in by water or sea. You probably noticed that. We very seriously damaged their fishing industry also. Nobody wants to go fishing anymore. We've also taken down one of the most sinister cartel kingpins of all. You saw that yesterday. In January.
And now they are burning down Mexico.
In January,
one Costco at a time.
Warriors carried out one of the most complex, spectacular feats of military competence and power in world history. No one's seen anything like it. Foreign leaders, I won't tell you who, called me and they said, very impressive, very good. They couldn't believe, they all watched. They saw what happened. This is a different fighting force that we had years ago when we fought to tie. You know, it's a great fighting force. I'm so proud of it. Look at Space Force. Space Force is my baby.
Space Force.
So we did that. My baby. It's becoming so important.
Especially with the aliens. As soon as Hegseth releases the documents.
And America's armed forces overwhelmed all defenses and utterly defeated an enemy, good fighters, to end the reign of outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro and bring him to face American justice. And this was an absolutely colossal victory for the security of the United States, and it also opens up a bright new beginning for the people of Venezuela. We're working closely with the new president of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, to unleash extraordinary economic gains for both of our countries and to bring new hope to those who have suffered so terribly. They really did suffer. With us tonight is Alejandro Gonzalez. She grew up in a tight-knit Venezuelan family and was especially close to her beloved uncle Enrique. But after Enrique ran for office and opposed Maduro, he was kidnapped by Maduro's security forces and thrown into the regime's really infamous prison in Caracas. Alejandro feared she would never see her uncle again. She feared for her own life also. But since the raid, we have worked with the new leadership, and they have ordered the closure of that vile prison and released hundreds of political prisoners already, with more to come. Alejandro, I'm pleased to inform you that not only has your uncle been released, but he is here tonight. We brought him over
Surprise,
to celebrate his freedom
mother-
with you in
No.
person. Enrique, please come down.
He's doing a damn reunion tonight.
Thank you, Enrique. Have a good time. Nice to have you back, Enrique. There were many heroes on that January raid to capture Maduro. Really great heroes. It was very dangerous. They knew we were coming. They were all set. But the deeds of one warrior that night will live forever in the eternal chronicles of military valor. Chief Warrant Officer 5, Eric Slover, planned the mission and was the flight lead in the cockpit of the first helicopter. A big, beautiful, powerful helicopter. It was a massive Chinook carrying, as you can imagine, many, many American warfighters. Wearing the dog tags, his wife Amy had blessed with holy water before he left. She knew it was going to be a rough one. Eric steered the Chinook under the cover of night and descended swiftly upon Maduro's heavily protected military fortress. This was a major
And that's how they
military
gave us the
installation.
oil.
Protected by thousands of soldiers and guarded by Russian and Chinese military technology. How did that work out? Not too good? While preparing to land, enemy machine guns fired from every angle, and Eric was hit very badly in the leg and hip, one bullet after another. He absorbed 4 agonizing shots, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. And yet, despite the fact that the use of his legs was vital to successful helicopter flight, Legs are the most important part of flying a helicopter. To deliver the many commandos who would capture and detain Maduro was the only thing Eric was thinking about. Then, even as he was gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle,
Oh my
the
God.
helicopter lands at a steep angle.
Shit.
The machine guns stood right in front of him. They were right in front of him, two
This
machine
is like
gunners who escaped the wrath
Tropic
of the
Thunder.
previous planes. Eric maneuvered his helicopter with
gushing
all
blood.
of those lives and souls to face the enemy and let
shit
his gunners eliminate the threat. Turn
Didn't
the
they use
helicopter
energy
around
weapons?
so the gunners could
or something.
take care of business, saving the lives of his fellow warriors from what could have been
Some
a
kind of
catastrophic crash deep in enemy
frequency.
territory. Only after safely landing the helicopter with all the warriors aboard in the exact right spot, which was vital to the mission, we probably would have had to maybe cancel the mission if that didn't happen. Eric told his co-pilot, also wounded but not as gravely, to take over. I'm about ready to pass out. The success of the entire mission and the lives of his fellow warriors hinge on Eric's ability to take searing pain. It was
Yes.
unbelievable what's happened to his
The,
legs.
the Havana
Of the bullets
syndrome
and keep on
weapon.
flying and
Yes,
landing.
Lacey.
People knew what was happening. Everybody in the back of the helicopter knew because they saw the blood pouring down the aisle. Chief Warrant Officer Slover is still recovering from
This is
his
very
serious
graphic.
wounds, but I'm thrilled to say that he is here tonight with his wife Amy, Eric, and Amy. Come on in.
Come on in. He just has him out there. Oh shit, he's about to get something. I know, I did a good job, I know. Thank you guys, thanks. Damn it, he has a walker. He's a big dude with a smaller head, maybe, I don't know. His jacket's pretty big. You love that
So
chant.
we have a surprise,
Surprise.
Eric and Amy. In recognition of Eric's actions above and beyond the call of duty, I would now like to ask General Jonathan Braga to present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with our nation's highest military award, the Congressional Medal of Honor.
It's a choker. Baby blue. He's like a real soldier. It's a real life soldier. Awesome. Love it. And for his wife for standing by his side. Good job, everybody.
Well, thank you very much, Eric and Amy. Great to get to know you. I met with them and with a lot of their fellow warriors at Fort Bragg recently. You notice the name Fort Bragg, we have it back, we brought it back. We won the First World War with it, the Second World War with it, and then they decided to change the name. So we changed it back. Everybody wanted to change back too. And 10 of Eric's fellow warriors from that incredible night of victory will also be receiving medals at a private ceremony that will soon be held at the White House. And Eric will be there. Thank you, Eric. That's a big one. Tonight we've celebrated
guy.
many truly extraordinary American patriots, but there is one last living legend to honor before we go. He is one more heroic American aviator, Navy fighter pilot. Royce Williams served in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, flying more than 220 missions. In the skies over Korea in 1952, Royce was in the dogfight of a lifetime, legendary dogfight. Flying through blizzard conditions, his squadron was ambushed by 7 Soviet fighter planes. It was his first aerial combat of the war, and despite being massively outnumbered and outgunned, Royce led the takedown of 4 enemy jets and almost destroyed the others, vanquishing his adversaries while taking 263 bullets to his own plane and being seriously hurt. His story was secret for over 50 years. He didn't even want to tell his wife, but the legend grew and grew. But tonight, at 100 years old, this brave Navy captain is finally getting the recognition he deserves. He was a legend long before this evening. Royce, please stand up, and I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor.
Oh no, the nails. Is she gonna be able to do it? Oh gosh. Oh, she did. Very good. Very good. Very nice State of the Union address. Not really addressing the other things, but I don't think we really expected to hear about the Epstein files or Iran or deportation numbers. Looks like he's a sheriff now. I gotta zoom that hard. Gotta zoom that hard. I say boom, 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 and let me do a zoom. All right. Good job. Be careful.
Thank you, Eric. I've always wanted.
They're making him stand up too long. I know.
I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it. But if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday. But you know, that's our highest honor, Congressional Medal of Honor, and that's a big thing. And it's an honor to be in the same room with you. Thank you both very much, Eric. Thank you. Thank you. 250 years is a long time in the life of a nation, but in another sense, it's really a mere moment in the eye of history. 2 of the gentlemen we met in the gallery this evening took their first breaths 1 century ago, 100 years before that, on July 4th, 1826, the author of the Declaration of Independence, brilliant, Thomas Jefferson, drew his last breath. Just a single long human lifespan separates the giants who declared and won our independence from the heroes who stand among us tonight. Everything our nation has done, everything we have achieved, has been the work of those few great lifetimes. In those brief chapters, Americans built this nation from 13 humble colonies into the pinnacle of human civilization and human freedom, the strongest, wealthiest, most powerful, most successful nation in all of history. Americans ventured out across the daunting and dangerous continent. We carved paths through an unforgiving wilderness, settled a boundless frontier, and tamed the beautiful but very, very dangerous Wild West. From empty marshes and wide open plains, we raised up the world's greatest cities. Together we mastered the world's mightiest industries and shattered history's monstrous tyrannies. And we liberated millions from the chains of fascism, communism, oppression, and terror. Americans lifted humanity into the skies on the wings of aluminum and steel. And then we launched mankind into the stars on rockets powered by sheer American will and unyielding American pride. We wired the globe with our ingenuity. We captivated the planet with American culture. And now we are pioneering the next great American breakthroughs that will change the entire world. All of this and so much more is the enduring legacy, unmatched glory of the hardworking patriots who built and defended this country and who still carry the hopes and freedoms.
This is his big closer.
On all of humanity's backs. For years they were forgotten, betrayed, and cast aside. But that great betrayal is over, and they will never be forgotten again. Because when the world needs courage, daring, vision, and inspiration, it is still turning to America. And when God needs a nation to work his miracles, he knows exactly who to ask. There is no challenge Americans cannot overcome, no frontier too vast for us to conquer, no dream too bold for us to chase, no horizon too distant for us to claim. For our destiny is written by the hand of providence, and these first 250 years were just the beginning. From the rugged border towns of Texas to the heartland villages of Michigan, from the sun-kissed shores of Florida to the endless fields of the Dakotas, and from the historic streets of Philadelphia to right here in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., the golden age of America is upon us. The revolution that began in 1776 has not ended. It still continues because the flame of liberty and independence still burns in the heart of every American patriot. And our future will be bigger, better, brighter, bolder, and more glorious than ever before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
And there you go. There you have it. The old wrap up.
You should do the dance.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Lacey got that one right, saying, can't wait for the leftists to call it dark and authoritarian. Same old shit, also, Lacey saying. Yeah, basically. I don't think we expected anything else than what we received here on this State of the Union address. Basically, I mean, but we didn't hear a ton about the Dow, so that was nice. I liked that he highlighted a lot of the situations with the illegal immigrants. I think that's a big story. I hate, I mean, yes, it happens every day, but I do think it's important that we kind of have a select few that we are highlighting. Whichever stories those are, you know, so let it be whatever. But yeah, I think it's a way almost, you know, to think about it, you know, to think about somebody else's story, to put yourself in their shoes if you're a mom or a sister or a parent or whatever your position is, to really, you know, get on this. Obviously, you'll never, you know, be on the same level, but to be kind of in the same area of thought whenever it comes to those situations, I think is huge. But then again, like we said, you know, Trump low deportation numbers, pretty shitty. Epstein file. I mean, I saw someone else saying, well, if it wasn't for Trump, we wouldn't have 3 million files released. Trump pushed against that. So, I mean, yes and no, and yes and no. You know, there's not enough outrage for the obvious things when it comes to that. Why didn't the Democrats ever push to have the files released? Why are they so outspoken now? These pins that they were wearing tonight could have easily been worn during the Biden administration, during the Obama and so on and so forth, or the Obama. Could have Obama said anything? When did the allegations come out? I guess I really should get my timeline right. But for sure, in the Biden administration, there was no noise about it. There was nothing really going on about it. And now there is. And it's just like everything else. It kind of all falls into Trump's lap. And he willingly accepts it. And then he makes a game plan for us. And then he, runs on that game plan. And we all support it. And then, it just sucks because it's I don't know, like if you listen to Nick Fuentes' take, or if you've ever heard it, he's kind of like, you're going to have to earn my vote, which I severely agree with. And he's gets a lot of flack from people because they're saying, oh, you think we would have been better under Kamala Harris. And it's really almost like they force your vote, because obviously you would never vote for Kamala. But so then people vote red, vote Republican because of, Kamala or whatever. And it's really not earning your vote. It's just the better of the two evils. And what he's saying is, what Nick, I guess, is saying is that hold your vote, or wait for someone else to come to the table. It's better. And I hope that that's a thing that happens, but I don't know. It's not looking too great for us. What's up?
There's Thomas Massey.
Yeah, well, Massey is also like, I know you were saying he read some names. So Thomas Massey, new names. He told us a few names after he looked at the files, and then he also told us that there were other names on there and that we would be shocked. And then some other congresswomen went in and saw the files, and they said the same thing. We would be shocked if we knew what was in the files. There's Democrats, there's Republicans, there's celebrities, and everything else. And the issue is really that, tell us the names. I mean, if Massey's telling us names that he discovered tonight, and that's what he read on the House floor, then cool. Thank you. If he's telling us names and he's reading them on the House floor, names that he saw 2 weeks ago or a week ago, not good. Not good. So, I mean, he's just doing the same thing. And in my opinion, I think release the names, say the names, do the stuff. Don't hold out on information. It's so annoying. whenever someone knows something and they dangle it in front of you for it, it makes you feel like, you know, I don't know. I guess like I get it also about promotion on Facebook and like how you can really be impactful with information that you have, but you have to do it in a way where you're not going to look like a part of the problem. And, you know, so yeah, so those are names like Les Wexner and Leon Black, Jess Stowley. These are names. So Les Wexner was named like last week, right? So if he has other names, he should name them. Everybody who's gotten their eyes on them, just name them. And is that all the names that he has? Has anyone asked him that? I don't know. I'm glad that he's doing that, and I'm in full support of anyone that is trying to get to the bottom of it. But do we even know what is even the bottom of it? And it's just this never-ending Epstein saga that continues to break every single day. As soon as somebody gets into the emails, I mean, we're talking 3 million, you know, emails or files, and that's a lot of files to go through. Some of them are old stuff that you're seeing recycled. I heard someone recently, like in defense of the files, somebody that is an investigative journalist, in my opinion, that was repeating parts of the files that were AI, that I knew were AI. And so, you know, it's kind of sucks because you have people that really do go down and do the research, and it's like a mix of people who don't maybe have the time to do the research, but they believe these things to be true. And so then they're, you know, in public defending things incorrectly because they don't really know, or they don't know yet that what they're using as their proof of justification is actually an AI image, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's too much data. Like Lacey's saying, it's too much data. It's so much to go through, which is why I think it is really important for people that are passionate about this, invest, you know, like grassroots or whatever, like smaller investigative journalists that are out there to dissect these things and then bring light to them, and, you know, whatever, and like a TikTok or a quick little, you know, video that's going to go viral that everybody can be able to digest in a way that feels truthful, which is hard to do, because everything, I mean, like even photos of emails are like, are these real? I don't know. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever actually searched the Epstein files, but you can do that. I found the link. Or I didn't find the link, but I had a friend send me the link just to see, because I heard that Jose Garza was in the Epstein files. And I was like, Jose Garza's in the Epstein files, what the hell? And so I was able to search his name in the files, and I found, you know, where they were talking about. And of course it was in relation to a sexual assault of a child situation. I don't know. I looked it up when I was at work, so I really couldn't spend a lot of time looking at it. But it is worth a look on your own, to look into it yourself and do your own research and check into it. I definitely encourage that. But to go off of every little word that anyone is saying on the left or the right, I would be cautious about that, because you don't want to run around with talking points that are generated by AI. Because so much was pulled into those files, and a lot of it wasn't even substantial. It was just Reddit memes, this and that. And so you really have to take the time to figure out who you're going to listen to. So there was a lot of protests for the State of the Union address, a lot of angry Karens out there. I did see also there was a video of these kids, and they had asked them about how the State of the Union address went. It's just a 45-minute video real quick that I just wanted to play. So let's check this video.
College kids are telling us Trump's State of the Union didn't go so well. The only problem? It's tomorrow. Rate Trump's State of the Union speech 1 out of 10. 1's the worst, 10's the best. Negatives. And why? I think we all know a lot of reasons. Yeah. What about the State of the Union last night? 1 to 10.
It was like a 1 or 2. I mean, it was all over the place.
Probably just giving a 0 overall.
Gonna give it a 1.
And why do you say 1?
I don't think he's very articulate.
How did Trump do at the State of the Union?
0.
I'll be real, I didn't watch it.
Like, yeah, I didn't really watch it much. I watched it for a little bit, but turned it off.
The State of the Union last night. How was that 1 to 10?
I didn't know it was last night. I thought it was tomorrow.
No, you're good. You passed the test. Good job. College kids are
Yeah, pretty dumb. But also telling, very telling, and telling in a way that, yeah, I mean, it's a disease, TDS. It's real. It exists. Don't deny it. Don't deny it. It's real. Yes, also in the news, Senate Democrats rejecting resuming paychecks, as Trump hit on. That happened just a few hours before the State of the Union address. Also, something interesting, and I'm just hitting on some real quick things, and then we're going to end. I know tonight was a little bit of a longer show, but there were just a few things that I wanted to go over real quick, and then we'll get into Illuminati weather, and then that'll be it. So I did see this video. Let's check it out.
You run again.
I haven't decided.
You're still thinking about it.
I might.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. That's what I closed the book and I'm like, oh, she wants to. She's just thinking about it. If that was my impression. I don't know if that's what you intended, but that was my impression.
No, the book is about a specific period in time. There was no agenda beyond what we've discussed already, which is just sharing with people, the reality of the experience and hopefully allowing people to see something of themselves. Okay.
So, yeah, because Kamala did the book where she's basically puts all the blame on everything on Biden. No, I'm just guessing now. I didn't read the book, but interesting to know that Kamala might toss her hat in the race, which I think we would all love to see this happen. I mean, it's like going to be a nightmare. They're going to rig it. Kamala's going to win. It's going to be crazy. Well, holy shit. Don't put it too far out there. It's definitely possible. It's definitely possible. Let's see. So Gavin Newsom was in the news a bit, like Trump had mentioned about cleaning up the snow. You have to show proof of ID, and you don't really need to do that if you want to vote. So if you want to vote, that's pretty cool. I'm going to skip down past that, even though I had great videos. I just don't want to keep us too long. Also, a 43-year-old anti-ICE mother arrested for stealing an ambulance, loading it up with gas cans, and driving it into a DHS office in Idaho, an act of domestic terror to kill ICE here. And I'm playing it because that is a crazy story. It's a minute-long clip. Let's check it out.
Police identified the suspect as 43-year-old Sarah Elizabeth George of Boise. Police say they arrested George just before 5 o'clock today outside her home in Boise. Investigators say they spent the last 5 days canvassing, reviewing surveillance footage, and using technological analysis to identify George. As we previously reported, last Wednesday, an ambulance was parked in the ambulance bay outside St. Luke's Hospital in Meridian while a crew transported a patient inside. When Canyon County paramedics returned, their vehicle was gone. Police say George drove the ambulance into the Portico North building near the hospital. Investigators believe George intended to set the building on fire, but ran away when first responders arrived. This incident happened in the same building where the Department of Homeland Security recently leased space.
So if you recall, everyone stood up against political violence, right? I think I remember that. I would say that they would probably be in heavy support of this 43-year-old anti-ICE psychopath retard that did this I'm just guessing. And then last but not least, two things. One of them is this, and I'm going to play this because I've seen it once and I want to see it one more time, and I want you to see it too. And of course, what that is the Candace Owens preview to...
Was shot from a nearby building after being shot.
Sorry. Her preview to her series.
President Trump says that Kirk has died after he was shot from a nearby building
after being shot at Utah Valley University.
The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead.
The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
I didn't even get to give him a kiss goodbye.
That young man, I forgive him.
Take your time.
Erica Kirk has been named the new CEO of Turning Point USA.
My husband's dead. Like, I'm not trying to be morbid, but he's dead.
It's weird to say excited.
Describes her husband's funeral as the event of the century. Merch, hats.
We have 50,000 plus hat orders.
Nobody knows why she's out there in a glittering pantsuit in a recreated tent that her husband tragically was murdered in, throwing merch out.
Everyone grieves differently, so if someone's acting weird, don't read into that.
Zionists, the Prime Minister of Israel, all lied through their teeth about Charlie Kirk.
Her operation was in Constanta, the epicenter of Romania's trafficking scandal.
Weird conversations to have with a 15-year-old. I'm gonna touch your butt.
$8.6 million to their own shell company.
What is going on?
We have nothing to hide.
My aunt used to tell me, never do something that you don't want on the front page of a newspaper.
That is pretty serious stuff there. That is some pretty serious situation going on there. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. But I will say that, and I'm not going to play this whole thing here for you, but I will show you this tweet which I thought was kind of funny. An emotional Dan Bongino deals with the latest Candace Owens vicious attack on Erica Kirk, a movie produced by her entitled The Bride of Charlie, and his recollection of the day Charlie was assassinated. So here's a little bit of him. Let's see. Maybe.
It is about I don't know what to call it, some production Candace Owens is putting together called Bride of Charlie, an investigative series. And Seth says, what would Charlie have to say about this? And what would he think of his so-called friends who can't summon the courage to say it for him?
Here it is. I mean,
I've only been back 4 weeks. I'm just a guy, folks, okay? I'm not a superhero. I can't snap my finger and change everything, just like I couldn't snap my finger and just jump back right into this. It takes weeks for me to transition from this to go over to the government job and then to come back.
He did so much there at that government job. He seems more distraught over Candace than he did over the, I don't know, Epstein files.
I'm just a regular guy.
I'm just a regular guy.
Having a hard time
Just
transitioning.
having a hard time. I'm just having a hard time, guys. All right, guys. It has been such a long, fun night with you guys, hanging out, watching the State of the Union with Donald J. Trump telling us how it is. If you want a continuation from that, I'm sure every single day you'll hear it. And on that note, I think it's about that time for us to get into our favorite part of the show before we bid you adieu. And of course, the part that I'm talking about is the Illuminati weather forecast.
Yes, it's time for another Illuminati weather report brought to you by thelibertybroadcast.com. All right, so check it out. It appears, let's take a look at our radar here. Looks like we got a lot of stuff going on. Hold on, this is the precipitation. Here we go. We got our radar up. Let's just zoom in. It looks like up here, up north, you know, and like Ohio and stuff, y'all are probably getting a lot of snow. Looks like y'all are, getting covered in some light snow here. Yeah, that looks pretty bad. Over here, though, in Salt Lake City, it's raining blood. So if you're in Salt Lake City right now, it's raining blood, and next to it, kind of around the area, it's also raining this light blue. Normally, on most radars you look at, this is green, and that means rain, but this is blue. So that means this particular type of rain is gay. And back to you, Rachel.
All right. Massive areas getting hit by the gay rain and the blood of the victims of the pedophiles. Or?
It's the blood coming down the aisle. If you're in Salt Lake City, like if you're at the grocery store, you might see blood coming down the aisle.
And there you go. Blood coming down the aisle. There you have it. Good times. Always good times, especially when we fit in the Illuminati weather forecast. If you're watching for the first time, we are here every Tuesday, 8-ish, streaming off the libertybroadcast.com website or Rumble. I think we got a YouTube channel going for now until they take us off. That is on a search, the Liberty Broadcast, and also Rumble and X and Facebook. So be sure to tune in every week. Leave us some comments in the comment section. Like us on Twitter. We're very active at the Liberty B Cast, or you could just search the Liberty Broadcast. And yeah, that was a good one. I appreciate you guys' time. Have a good night, and we'll see you next Tuesday.